Hi there. This video is about my revisiting of my Pat Metheny albums in my catalog. I've been doing this over the past 3 weeks, and what galvanized me to do this are the comments that I received on an earlier video I did 2 months ago, and it was about my 10 most played albums. And I was really surprised that a number of people commented saying they were really happy to see a Pat Metheny album being listed in this thread that had been going on for a long time. And also it was wonderful. People, Pat Metheny fans, were sharing their experiences about going to concerts and sharing their favorite albums, their favorite songs, and a lot of them, of the albums I had, but I thought, oh, if it's their favorites, am I missing something here? So that's what prompted me to kind of go back and play those albums that I hadn't played in a while, because I tend to just play my favorite ones. And it was a fantastic experience because I appreciated the music I was listening to a lot more, and the music was actually speaking to me much more than I had anticipated. And so I must say that I was introduced to Pat Metheny's music at quite an early age, because I had older brothers and sisters. They would listen to all different kinds of music, and this one particular brother, his room was next to mine, and he would play progressive jazz. And I remember he had like a stack of Pat Metheny albums in his room, and at that time I didn't quite understand the music. I just knew, it was like a new sound, and I couldn't really comprehend it. And he would be playing this music, and I'd sneak into his room and go through his albums. He'll kill me if he saw this video and found out that I used to sneak into his room and actually play the records on his fancy record player. Because out of curiosity, and I would admire the artwork, look at the album. The music at that time didn't really speak to me, but it was only until that album, Off Ramp, came out and he was playing it to death. And that song, Are You Going With Me, it was played non-stop, and I just really grew to love it. And that really sparked, my love of Pat Metheny's music from then on, at a very early age. So I'm going to share with you my catalog of LPs, and then just some thoughts on them. I'm really happy that I got this one, Pat Metheny Group's debut album. This features the legendary bassist Jaco Pastorius, and then Bob Moses, the drummer. This album actually came out in 1976. And it sold about apparently 800 copies, so not a lot, but this was the start. And it's incredible because Pat Metheny was really young when he had the opportunity to produce this album. And this gets quite exciting now, is the Pat Metheny Watercolors album. This came out in 1977. Sorry, I have little post-it notes with the dates on there because it's quite hard to remember all these dates. So this is exciting because this is when Lyle, the keyboardist pianist, joined the group. And that's when the magic really started happening, and it was just really exciting. This sold I think 700 copies, so not a lot, but again, it's the second album the following year. I enjoyed these two albums, and re-listening to it, revisiting it, I just enjoyed them a lot more. And I don't know if it's my state of mind or my music taste is maturing, maybe, I don't know, but it was just speaking to me in a way that I just didn't expect. This album came out in 1978. It's a bit like a compilation album, and this copy I have is a reissue, and it plays fantastically well. I love it. American Garage, and this one came out in 1979. I just love the imagery. You see the Airstreams there? This is like iconic Middle America maybe. And I actually saw one of these Airstreams while I was on a walk with a friend, and I said to her, well, you know, I'd love to have one of these Airstreams, right? Because they're really cool. It's just very retro. And you know, basically she said, dream on, you kidding me? I mean, these are very, very expensive. And she said, you know, they're sought after and they go for a lot of money. So who knew? I had no idea, but they're just really awesome and cute, aren't they? I hope I'm going to pronounce this properly. Pat Metheny's new Chautauqua album, and this has the song Sueño con Mexico on there, and I love it. I love that song because it's very magical and it's very kind of dreamy-like and uplifting. So this is when things really kick off. In 1981, you've got Pat Metheny and Lyle As Falls Wichita, So Falls Wichita Falls. So I can't believe I got that right. That was a real mouthful, right? So I always think that the title of this album could be a verse in a Dr. Seuss book. You know, Green Eggs and Ham, Cat in the Hat. It's got that rhythm to it. You know, it's very whimsical. This is for me like a perfect album, and I could play it nonstop. And I do actually, you know, with the CD. But the songs on here that are my favorite are September 15th. That was composed in tribute to Bill Evans, the jazz pianist who passed away on that day. Mays have said that, you know, Bill Evans' music had an impact on their music. You've got that song "It's For You," which really lovely, and then there's "As Falls Wichita, So Falls Wichita Falls," which is the song that takes up the whole A side of the album, and it's a great song as well. So I'm not sure why I have two copies of this off ramp, and this is the classic Metheny, probably maybe most famous. Well-known album. This was produced in 1982, and you know, you've got "Are You Going With Me?" that song, as well as "Ole," and I just love both. Again, similar to the earlier album, all the tracks on here are fantastic. With "Ole," when I listen to that song, I always think of impressionist paintings. Manet, Monet, Vincent van Gogh. You know, it's just so dreamy-like and a little bit haunting. So here you've got the Pat Metheny Group's first live album, and this came out in 1983. It's absolutely great. I really enjoy live music on vinyl, or you know, just live concert recordings, and it's great to be able to enjoy this because I've never seen Pat Metheny in concert. That's one thing really great about YouTube. I'm kind of catching up in a sense. You know, I get to watch old clips of concerts, and I really enjoy that. It's better than nothing, right? So this is a compilation album, and it came out in 1984. You know, features Sueño con Mexico, as well as "It's For You." So this has to be one of my favorite Metheny albums, and it's called First Circle. The song First Circle, fantastic, and then you've got the song Beyond, or also known as Ma'ala, and some beautiful singing there. It's just wonderful. You know, I got this on CD, and I feel this is really one of those perfect albums, again, that you can just leave on playing for hours, and it just, you know, it would put me into a zone, and I would not be annoyed. I could listen to it like all day. Here, I think, is one of Pat Metheny's kind of forgotten or hidden gems, and it's a song called "This Is Not America," and it's featured in Falcon and the Snowman soundtrack. This was a movie that came out in 1985. And I don't know if people remember this, but it featured Timothy Hutton and Sean Penn. It was a good movie. To me, this is testament of how big the Pat Metheny Group got. So in the mid-'80s, you know, he's already doing a soundtrack for a major film. The song "This Is Not America," there are lyrics, and they're sung by David Bowie. And I actually prefer the instrumental version, and it's very haunting and you know, very melodic. So there you go. I'm really happy I managed to get this because it's quite hard to find this one. Still Like Talking. So this is the album that I mentioned as one of my 10 most played albums so far over the past year. And so this came out in 1987, and I didn't mention this in my earlier video, but it's still in its shrink wrap, and it's got the Tower Records price sticker on here for $6.99. And I just love the imagery of the artwork for his albums. They're very dreamlike. I love the montage, very artistic. One of my favorite songs is Last Train Home, and that's in this album. It was released in 2020. It's called From This Place. This is the result of lots of songs that Pat Metheny had been composing and recording, and he just had it apparently in some file, and then he found it, came across it, and hence you've got this. So it ended up being an album. So that's really exciting. I had to listen. It's really nice. And you know, it's in keeping with what you'd expect with Pat Metheny's compositions and songs. So I think it's pretty cool. This one here, Pat Metheny's Dreambox, which was just released in June of this year, 2023, and it's really nice. And I've got to show you the label. You've got there the guitar. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. So it's a double LP album, and it's fantastic. I really do enjoy it, and the title is very apt, Dreambox, because it's very mellow, very chilled music. Revisiting the albums that I hadn't been really listening to a lot, it was fantastic. I was like rediscovering Pat Metheny's artistry, so it's great, and I have a great deeper appreciation for that. So I decided, okay, I'm going to whittle it down. I decided on my 5 favorite albums. So they are Beyond the Missouri Sky, and that's a Charlie Haden and Pat Metheny collaboration, and this came out in 1997. So I've got it on CD. I bought it at the time, 1997. This is a CD I've had all these years. It's great. It's a perfect album. It's beautiful. And my favorite track on here is called Spiritual. And it's a song composed and originally sung by Josh Haden, Charlie Haden's son. He founded the group called Spain. You know, he's a bassist and singer. That song Spiritual was so beautiful. So his father, Charlie Haden, and Pat Metheny, they reinterpreted it into an instrumental, and it's wonderful. First, I must say all the songs here are fantastic. And another favorite here is the main theme to Cinema Paradiso. And it is just another beautiful song, along with Waltz for Ruth, Our Spanish Love Song. Those two are composed by Charlie Haden, okay? And then you got Message to a Friend is another really chilled, kind of romantic song, and Pat Metheny composed that. So you've got this collaboration, and it's just fantastic. The second one is As Falls, Wichita, So Falls, Wichita Falls. Got that. And the third one is First Circle. Fourth one is Off Ramp, and the fifth one is Still Life Talking. So I thought about it, which songs are my favorite? And initially I thought, you know what, I'll whittle it down to 5. And then I really struggled with that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to cut myself some slack. So I'm going to increase the list to 10. So here are my 10, okay? So it's This Is Not America, the instrumental version. Then you got Sueño con Mexico. Then you got Spiritual, the song I was just talking about earlier. And Last Train Home, Are You Going With Me? First Circle, September 15th, It's For You, Ole, and Cinema Paradiso's main theme, which I mentioned earlier. That's kind of like my revisiting of my Pat Metheny albums. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about my favorite albums and songs. And you know, if you haven't let me know about your favorites, do drop me a line in the comment section. So I hope to see you again.